Hello, everyone. This is That Media Guy, and this is the official face reveal. Oh my gosh, this is what he actually looks like. Nah, I'm just kidding. If you've seen like some of the early stuff on this channel, you'll already know what I look like. Granted, that was back in high school, but my looks haven't really changed that much since then. Anyways, this is just kind of a really quick, unedited, unscripted, basically update. Let you guys know what's going on, as well as preface what you're about to see. Long story short, I came down with a cold recently, and I'm also going to be traveling in the near future, it looks like. But I didn't want to have a week go by where I didn't upload a video, so I was working on the video for episode 3, Are You My Neighbor? And in that episode review, I had a little segment in there basically going over what you're seeing on the screen, try to, clarify things up, a little bit, because I got some feedback from people who weren't all that familiar with VeggieTales and weren't all that familiar with Pie Guy Rules reviews, and they were just a little bit lost. So I decided to throw in a little bit in that review to kind of address that. Um, but looking it over, I just realized it doesn't really fit within the scope of the third episode review. I think, maybe if I'd put it in with like the first episode, it would have made more sense. But with the third episode, yeah, no, it doesn't. And as such, I decided to split that part of the video off and put it in this video that you're about to see. So it will include the slide format for the next episode. So give you, a little bit of a sneak peek for, what you're about to see there, presumably in a week and a half on Wednesday the 15th. I'm not that good with dates, but I believe it's Wednesday the 15th. You should see the episode 3 review. But on this upcoming Wednesday, I guess it would be the 8th, you will be watching this and about to see what I'm going to call the official every episode of VeggieTales reviewed starter guide for those, kind of like a starter guide for a lot of products. Some people don't need them, but, some people do. So I figured it might be a good idea to have that sort of thing in there. Um, so yeah, I just, I want to get videos out basically every single week. YouTube really likes consistency if you want to grow your channel. I can't guarantee that I will get a video out every single Wednesday. I'm going to try, but I will tell you if that doesn't happen, I will let you know. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I will very much be transparent and keep you guys in the know on what's going on. That's what the community tab is for, and I very much see myself utilizing that in the future if, for whatever reason, I can't get a video out or something has to change or something along those lines. If something changes, I will let you know, but right now I do plan on being transparent in that regard. So I think that's enough of an introduction. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in a week if you're watching this on the day of the video's upload. And here is the official VeggieTales reviewed starter guide. The background is the countertop that you see at the beginning and the end of most of the standard VeggieTales episodes. Front and center is QWERTY, the monitor that displays the Bible verse at the end of the episode. Here, it displays the title of the episode, as well as other visual information that I would occasionally like to highlight, as well as the original release date on the computer itself. But speaking of how QWERTY normally displays the Bible verse, that is why the verse is in the QWERTY clone on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. On the bottom left-hand corner of the screen is the box art. In case you don't know, VeggieTales episodes used to come in VHS tapes, and if you don't know what those are, since they have been made technologically obsolete for decades by this point, that's good, because they were a terrible format that we put up with because there was no way to store media digitally on discs or the internet in the 1990s when VeggieTales started making the rounds. Anyways, these cassettes would come in sleeves with artwork on them, and that artwork is what you are seeing in that bottom left corner. In the top left corner is the episode's plot synopsis. Starting with the next episode, the header for that section will say plot to make it clearer, but for these first 3 episodes, since there are 2 segments apiece, I decided to put the names of the segments there instead. On the right-hand corner is the Silly Song, which is the goofy song that breaks up the episode and is often the most memorable part of the episode for many a VeggieTales fan, and underneath that is a quote from the episode that I consider to be memorable. Lastly is, well, the changing images of Bob. I call them BobCons, which are a take on the Pie Guy Rules PyCons. They are images of Bob that I cut out and used here to display the current emotion that is inflected through my dialogue and the tone of my voice. And that's really it for my format here. I know that I did not read the text that I put on screen, and to be honest, that was intentional from the start. I always hated having to read directly off the screen for school PowerPoint projects and such. It just made me feel like I was not only being lazy but also talking down to my audience. It feels like me saying, I know you can't read, so I am going to read it to you. Therefore, I feel like it would be better if I talked about other things and I had my audience read what was on the screen for themselves. Besides, it would give my audience something to look at since, admittedly, my videos are not the most visually striking things out there. Why is that? Why don't I use clips from the episodes that I talk about? Simply put, it is the main reason why Pie Guy Rules didn't use clips. Copyright. My channel currently has 9 copyright claims, and I am just not in the mood to deal with any more, hence the lack of clips. Since the image of Bob is changing constantly, I hope that gives your eyes enough to keep your attention, in addition to the text that I have on screen and the occasional images that I highlight on the main QWERTY monitor. Oh, and by the way, the text at the top is in red and green because, well, those are the Christmas colors, duh. Nah, I'm kidding, it's because those are the colors of Bob and Larry. And lastly, I'd like to extend my gratitude to some individuals. Thank you Luxo Veggie Dude for the logos that I used for the episode titles on the QWERTY monitor. Thank you Ian and Art for the textless VeggieTales box images. And thank you fine folks who used to work for Big Idea Productions that created the rest of the art that you see on screen.